Hello, class. Hope you're having a great week. I know it's a little bit snowy up there, and last week we didn't have class because of the snow. So I hope that you guys can get through that and get on to some warmer weather here in the spring. Um, Taking a break from grading our papers right now. I should have all those done by Tuesday night or so. I don't think it'll take me until Wednesday, but it might. You never know. Life happens. So look for those. You should be able to get an email once it's graded. One of the things that I'm doing is running your papers through Grammarly, and there's a lot of changes that are going to be made possibly in your paper, and you will get a copy of that. When I send the grades, you will get a copy of your paper and use the track change. And I use the track changes to record the changes that I made. So I would strongly recommend that you look through there. At the end, when I have all the papers graded, I will send out another email talking about what are the consistent trends that I saw in all of your papers. Academic writing is a process, and along the process, you learn some things that help you move on to the next level of writing. So that was my whole goal with this paper, along with you understanding the human performance technology process. And we're going to get back into talking about that again this week with week number, I think we're week number 5. And we're going to be talking about gap analysis. And it's a relatively short lesson, might only take us a half hour, 45 minutes or so, but it's a very important lesson because what we're going to be doing is first defining what that gap analysis is, and we're going to see a little video that kind of covers that. I know we've been talking about it quite a lot, what the performance gap is, but now we're really going to dig down into what it actually is, and we're going to be looking at Rothwell's 6-cell gap analysis, and we're going to be looking at present gaps and future gaps, and there's a really good chart that we're going to go over to help you determine the gaps and so forth. And then conducting a gap analysis, we're going to ask a lot of questions in that. Who's affected? Whose performance is the problem? What performance is critical to achieve the business goals? So there's a lot of questions that you ask in this part of the methodology to determine what that actual gap is. Now, the ultimate idea is to have the data to be able to prove that. And in some of your papers, I've started to get those. Remember, those are due to me by this Wednesday for your projects, and I'll try to get them back to you as soon as possible and give you my recommendations. But so if you can understand and relate that gap analysis to some type of data, that's the best goal. And then we'll look at about your project and try to do some application there and start you thinking about the gap in your project. We'll talk about how to conduct a gap analysis and what tools that you'll be using. Now, last week, I believe, in one of the videos, Dr. Joel, which is his first name, Dr. Joel, talked about gap analysis, and we might even see that part of it again. Also, how you can get information from employees. We're going to look at a gap analysis worksheet. Then we'll look at another performance support tool. We'll look at the case study and gap analysis and talk about the takeaways from that. So that's it for this week's lesson. Again, we'll meet, unless something happens again, this Thursday at 6 p.m. If we happen to close again, I will do the same as last week, where I will tape it and post it. So I hope you had a chance to go back to that lesson and review that. It was just about an hour long or so. That's it for today. Again, hope to have a good week. Remember that this Wednesday is your project overviews are due to me via email, and then we'll have class on this Thursday. All right, and have a great week. See you on Thursday.